Well, hi y'all, I'm Mona. I'm a 53-year-old skeptic from South Louisiana who took a YouTube sabbatical only to come back and find out that castor oil, which has been in our medicine cabinets for years, right, has become the cure-all from everything from A to Z. Well, my skeptical, cynical self had to get my hands on a bottle to disprove that hype. I usually feel like if it sounds too good to be true, it generally is. And I was pretty sure that in this case, it was going to be the same situation. And overall, I probably still feel that way. However, there are two things that castor oil can do for me that will keep me buying it into the foreseeable future. I think it will remain a staple in my bathroom. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get right into it. So if this type of content is something that you enjoy hearing, if you're a middle-aged woman who wants to live your best half and your second half, consider hitting that subscribe button and giving me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Now, my friend Lady MC, she did a castor oil video, and I do trust her opinion. And I know a bunch of other people who did some videos on this as well. And if you want to hear all the things that castor oil can do for you, I'm going to link a couple of those videos in the description below so that you can see all of the things that it claims to do. What I'm here to do today is just share with you why I'm going to keep using it, what I know to be true, and then I'm going to tell you about a few of the things that I'm going to continue testing to see because I'm curious. I am a post-menopausal woman. I've been in menopause since I was 40, and my skin has not a drop of moisture left in it anywhere. If we're talking about skincare, if we're talking about making ourselves look better, we all know that the one product that is got the most research behind it and proven to be effective is tretinoin. I have been trying to use real tretinoin for years now. This is a formulation that was created by agency, and it gives me tretinoin, dexapanthenol, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, and I have not been able to use it every night since it has been prescribed. I'm still on a very low dose. Well, I was at a very low dose for once a week. This is where castor oil has come in for me and done something that nothing else has. I have not been able to use tretinoin prescription strength because my skin would not tolerate it. I have rosacea. On top of rosacea, I also have a condition called erythema where my skin is just naturally red and blotchy all the time. And then sometimes it has rosacea breakouts where it actually has like little red bumps and it has to be treated by a dermatologist. But even when I don't have a rosacea breakout, I'm always blotchy and red. My skin is always super sensitive. So not only would I flake and peel with this, no matter how I used it, all the tips and tricks that they give you to use this, I've been there, I've tried it. The only way I could use it was once or twice a week, a very thin layer, and with gobs of moisturizer on top of it. Really couldn't use it consistent enough to be able to get the effects that I wanted because my skin would get so raw and irritated that it would literally hurt, and I would have to use a lot of barrier repair creams, like the types of creams that you use post a procedure or post peel to get my skin barrier repaired. And so I'm never going to get results from the Retin-A, from the tretinoin, using it inconsistently like that. Plus, it's painful and it's irritating, and my skin would be dry and flaky under my makeup. Castor oil has changed that. So what I'm doing now, same thing, washing my face, drying my face, making sure it is completely dry, like you should if you have sensitive skin. And then I'm applying a thin layer of this over my face, and now I can do it every single night. So a thin layer. So all my ladies out there who aren't able to use prescription tretinoin, you have to use a retinol or retinaldehyde because you're sensitive to this, maybe castor oil will be right for you. take castor oil, organic castor oil that is vegan, cruelty-free, hexane-free, in an amber or dark bottle. And this is the Heritage Store brand because that's what Lady MC recommended. And it's cold pressed. And they say that that's important. They that give all the recommendations on castor oil. And I literally apply it all over my face, press it in all over my face after I do this. And guess what? Now I can use this every single night. No irritation, no peeling. And I've just contacted them to go up on my strength. If you have not been able to use prescription strength tretinoin because your skin is too sensitive, you may be a candidate for castor oil. And that is something that no other cream, lotion, or potion has been able to do. For most people, most of the uses that I have heard with castor oil, there are other products that can do the same thing. In this case, there has been nothing else that has been able to allow me to use my prescription strength tretinoin on a nightly basis or allow me to increase the strength. Castor oil is allowing me to do that. So now maybe I will be able to really get the effects of prescription strength tretinoin, and I'm excited about that. It does make my face a little bit greasy before I go to sleep. It's not a problem because my skin is so dry, it does soak it in. But what will happen is that my long hair will kind of press onto my face and my hair will get a little greasy. So I wear this beautiful little cap. Just put all my hair into this. Actually, I tuck it all up in here. This is my little Temu hat, and I usually was using this like when I get out of the tub to soak up the water in my super thick, uber thick hair that takes so long to dry. But I found that I'll just go to sleep with this on my hair at night, twist it up in a pony, tuck it up under here, and then I'm not getting any of the castor oil on my hair. So the second thing that castor oil has done for me that nothing else has been able to do for me is bring back my life of intimacy post-menopause. So we're just gonna have some real talk, ladies. And I'm sure you're all able to deal with that, right? On this channel, we keep it real. So once you get to be post-menopausal, sometimes we have a problem, us ladies, with vaginal atrophy. It's where the skin down there gets very thin. There's a lack of blood supply. There's a lack of collagen, just like we have in our face and other areas. And that tissue thins out and it becomes painful sometimes to be intimate. Very painful. Not only is intimacy sometimes painful, but also it is just painful down there to begin with. It can be dry and hurt so much and be itchy and burn, and it can feel cracked and painful. Just going to the bathroom and using tissue to wipe yourself can make it feel like it's going to crack and bleed, okay? That's how bad it can get. I reached menopause at an early age. Not a candidate for oral hormone replacement therapy because of my mom's breast cancer and my family history of breast cancer. You can take this castor oil, okay? And if you guys would like a video about vaginal atrophy, what it is, why we get it, how you treat it in detail, let me know, because I have learned all about it and lots of things that can help and can restore your normal way of living with that condition. It's not our fault. It just happens, but there are things that we can do about it. It's actually 100% fixable. So before the castor oil, I got a prescription of Premarin. This is a conjugated estrogen vaginal cream. And you use it in one of these little tubes twice a week, and it does help. This is about $85 a tube. It's very expensive. The other thing, prior to an intimate night, these little suppositories by Reverie, non-prescription, are amazing. You just slip one in it dissolves, and it's the only lubrication that has ever worked for me before the castor oil. Then the other thing was this V Magic, which is totally magic. I highly recommend this. This is a frequent repurchase for me. This is like a balm. You can see how thick it is. It's soothing and definitely helped the pain. It dissolves without any muss, any fuss, and it makes intimacy more comfortable. It makes the area less painful. It doesn't go away like your typical lubricant. It lasts for a whole session with no problems. The issue with this and this and this is that these are very, very expensive. You know, this is expensive, these are expensive, this is expensive. You're talking about well over $150 a month to keep that going. Whereas you can get this bottle for about $20 and it can take care of so many things, including there. Now, I am not a doctor, so let's put that out there. You need to consult your doctor before doing anything. I'm just sharing my personal experience and what's worked for me. So you can use one of these inserts for this as well. Just use a pad, fill this up, and push it up inside of your intimate area right before you lay down, and let it absorb all into you, and use that every night if you want. You may want to test it and see how it affects you. I had no side effects whatsoever from this. I just had to use a pad or a lining in my undergarments. The other thing that you can do besides this is you can take a cup or a jar, a glass jar, put some of this in that, and you can soak tampons in there. It's a lot less messy. Soak the tampons overnight in your refrigerator or on your cabinet. Let them soak up the castor oil, insert them, leave them sit in overnight for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. And that'll do what this does. And then you remove it and everything is lubricated. This does soak into the tissues and it does really make a difference. Then in the morning, I'll just take a little bit of this and I'll put it on my fingertips and I'll massage the inside of my vaginal area, inside the labia, in the folds, work it in. It's gonna absorb. You're increasing the blood supply by doing the massaging, getting blood circulating to that area, and increasing the absorption of the castor oil. And it has decreased, eliminated the dryness, the cracking, the pain, and it'll give you back your life of intimacy if you're not ready to give that up. So I hope that that was helpful. So the last reason that I would say that this is worth buying is because if it does things like that for you, for one reasonable price, you can use it for multiple things. It is a good moisturizer. You can moisturize your entire body. You can get rid of crepiness, and Lady MC talks about that in her video. And it is good on your cuticles. Now, all the things, and for your heels, I have been massaging it in head to toe because I'm going to test out all the rest of those claims, and I'm probably going to come back and tell you that half of them or 3/4 of them are not true. The one claim that I'm not going to try is that it can increase fertility, because I'm not going there. I'm waiting for grandkids. But most of the other things. So I have a cut. So it's good for wound healing. We're gonna see how it works on this. I basically cut off my fingerprint, trying to slice a potato. So I have some on there right now. We're going to see if it gets rid of my scar. I had hip surgery and I broke my hip during my time off. They went in the side of my thigh to repair my hip, so I put a little bit on that scar. And I had this scar right here. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if that went away. So we'll see. I don't think it will work. I also have gaps in my eyebrows. My eyelashes don't get as long anymore. So I'm rubbing it on that. I think the only way it will help your eyelashes, the people who claim that it helps eyelash growth, is if your eyelashes did not grow because they had breakage. I do think it can moisturize and hydrate your eyelashes so that they don't break, but that's not an issue for me. I am also going to see if it will get rid of this callus. I have had this callus for about 15 years on my finger. I've tried urea that's been prescribed by the dermatologist, but it hasn't gone away. So if urea wouldn't work, I don't think this will work, but hey, I'm trying it. The other thing is my husband has plantar fasciitis right now, and they claim that it works for that too. So I'm gonna have him report back if it helps his plantar fasciitis or his lower back pain from falling out of a tree stand while deer hunting a couple of years back. So I'll report back on those things. I'm not expecting results with those. The only thing I'm expecting this to do is to help with my redness, help with my tretinoin use, and my intimate areas. And those are results of hydration and emolliency, which I do think castor oil rocks at. Let me know in the comments if you've used castor oil, if you are on the castor oil train, or if you think it's just hype, and what you may have tried it for that you feel like it works for, or if you don't think it works at all. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you enjoyed it and you like this type of content, consider hitting the subscribe button, because I will be following up on all the other outlandish claims that this stuff makes, and just letting you know that it was probably hype. See you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of the day and go out and live like Mel.